Hello there, my friends. Yes, birthday's over. Everything is back to normal. Um, I hope you enjoyed having an opportunity to just to see into the personal side of moi and see all the things that I get into from time to time. I want to come on today because I wanted to come on today because I encountered a young lady, and in having a discussion with her, quickly realized, and she admitted herself, that she felt, in my words, let's put it, jaded, that she was finished uh, seeking out opportunities to connect with men in order to secure herself an opportunity of meeting that special person. And it got me to thinking, wouldn't that be an interesting topic to share? And so, reason being for me is, on this platform is not just, for you to, you know, look in down the road in how you can progress into a more fulfilling job or work environment, uh, but holistically, it could be any topic, because in our lives, anything, once we're alive, varied situations can keep us stuck. And so, hence, you will find that here, this channel, Aisha Motivates, I will be sharing uplifting information and any nuggets that could be beneficial to our essential life. And while we are alive, living, and kicking, there is an opportunity to share on anything. And hence, here I am. So, beautiful young lady, gorgeous, just the way she carried herself. Well, you know, oh, there's this word out there that's being used, high caliber, well put together. Uh, but she just said, you know what? I've tried, this, I've tried that. I've got lots of friends who are in the same position as I am. And unless God brings a person and plops them down in front of me or in my lap or in my pathway, I am, I'm done. And interestingly, as I was thinking it, she said, yeah, I know, I sound, I'm like, yeah, I know, I pick up on that. She had it up the here, I guess. And every idea that I shared in possibility, she just knocked them down. And I get it. I totally get it. Listen, I've been single for moons now. The one thing that I'm grateful for is that more and more, I find myself living in the space of possibility. And this is what I want for you. I speak to my husband. I picture my husband. I read on how I could better relate to men, hence my husband, and just always having the possibility of him in my head. And someone asked, and rightly so, if you were never to come across that person, if you were never to connect with your life partner, with a life partner, what then? And the one thing that brings me solace is the fact that until then, or like there's a song that says, until then, my heart will go on singing. Until then, my heart will carry on. Until that moment that I connect with this person and I see myself and we see ourselves walking down the aisle, standing in front of the pastor, saying I do, you know, it's fair game. And my only hope is that, of course, my life partner loves Christ, loves my daughter, loves God so much that he's afraid of, like he would stop short when he sees himself anywhere close to you know, walking the wrong path. And if his mind is on Christ and loving on Christ, then I could only hope that that will transfer to me. So a man who's in love with Christ will love me and will want to be all that he can be, um, in the army, right? Um, but yes, we're to be our partner's helpmeet. And so until he comes along, I want to continue to work on myself and do what fulfills me and my life. And so when he comes, I would not have been waiting for him to complete me, but rather he will join me and I will join him. And together, the Bible says, the two become one. But yes, it can be daunting as it is for this lady and many others out there. And one of the things that's being said is that, you know, I almost said in the world, but it's just that I'm from a Christian community and lifestyle. And so anyone who's not actively, serving Christ and all that stuff, actively in church and doing God's work, we say out there. But in the world, uh, as a whole, men are able to secure the company of women. We've made it so easy for them, many of us. And, if a man wants to live home with you, it's easy. If he wants to have sex with you, it's easy. If he wants to just fool around and not make a commitment, we keep making excuses for him, and so it goes on and on. This, unfortunately, is not just out in the world or outside of the church, but oftentimes it happens in church communities. How do you think, ladies in the church become pregnant, right? I had given up on the men in the church because I was seeing the same thing as I was seeing outside, and I thought, what the heck? They're the same way. The only difference is that the person in the church, yes, they might know they shouldn't be doing what they're doing, but they're doing it the same, doing it nevertheless. And there are times individuals not attending church and having that lifestyle could be much better. But, you know, it pays to wait on the Lord and such. I am grateful that I've been given beauty for ashes, and now I've got a lovely, rambunctious, intellectually geared daughter, who is I'm grateful for. But it's not been easy, right? Thank God for Jesus. So yes, it might take a long time, and when our standards are high, when we've set the bar high, not everyone will be able to get over, right? We're not lowering our bars to secure men of low caliber, right? And if they want to sleep with you and do all manner of things, next, sorry, next, and we have to be willing to wait, until that time. And if that person never comes along, then we will keep on in many fruitful, ways of serving Christ. And, when we stop and listen to some of the stuff going on out there, we've got no idea how we are being spared from crazy stuff. And so we have to know, do you want any and every person, or do you want to live in that space where you're hoping and looking? And do you know that when God's children were, in captivity in Egypt for over 400 years, God never forgot them, and Moses did come, the man who God sent and had born right and been among them. God was able to use that man to take them out of there. But yes, individuals lived and died, right? 400 years. But God is a man of his word. Same as now, right? He left over 2,000 years ago, and over. And yet we are promised that he will come again. And thank God for Jesus. So we're never to give up. If it's for you, you will have it. And if it's not, we could still do so much with who we are in the space for Christ, we can speak life into and guide the women of tomorrow so that they can walk a better path and use the knowledge that we can impart to them. And we can be engaged in all the things that we're doing, all the work, everything that we are doing, because maybe the man will come along and maybe he isn't going to come along. But if we settle and we don't set our bars high, then we have no one to blame, right? And we're not always fortunate to have the beauty for ashes. Sometimes, tragic things happen. And, along the beauty for ashes doesn't mean that things, if I had waited as I wanted to, meet that person instead of going against my better judgment, who knows? Maybe I would have been married, maybe I wouldn't have been married. But oh, isn't it wonderful of Christ to give us second chances, right? And so we can count on him to do that. But I wanted to speak on this because sometimes in our walk, in our progress in life, we can have, not finding that special person make us so bitter and jaded that all we can share with another person who is perhaps seeking encouragement, instead of encouraging, we're discouraged, because all we hear are these negative things about, I've waited so long, and I know other people who've waited and it didn't happen. And this is natural. We've all been there one time or another. Or we say, oh, there's no good men out there, or they're like needle in a haystack. So whatever we speak, that's what we get. The Bible tells us that death and life is in the power of the tongue, and those who speak it, you get what you get, right? So we have to speak life. We have to call those things that be not as though they were. We got to say, yes, my husband is coming. Yes, he's out there. Yes, God is preparing my husband for me, and as he is preparing me for my husband. And we want to know that it's better to wait and have God's best than for us to go and end up with mess, right? So what do you want? So our lives can be full with or without a man, never with a man again, or with a possibility of waiting a long time. We just have to encourage our brothers out there and pray for our brothers out there that they make good choices, because there are many men out there caught up in all the fluff that they see, and men see with their eyes, and they think with the wrong head. So when the women are wearing uh their tights, their stockings on the outside instead of under their skirts, showing men everything, putting everything out there, giving things for free. You know what I mean? What's that old saying? Why buy the cow when you could get the milk for free? Right? Oh, the devil is a liar. And these things can mess us up. Having low self-esteem when it comes to where we stand with men, or being jaded where men are concerned, or having negative thoughts towards men or towards us, you know securing ourselves with a man of worth. When we're jaded, it affects every part of our lives. And so Aisha Motivates is the platform where she wants to see you do better than you are, and no man is going to keep you from that. With or without a man in our lives, we can be fully self-actualized and going after the things that will help us to make a difference, a positive influence in this world. And so this is why I wanted to come on today and share this little nugget with you. If you're with me, click the like button, share this with others. Again, I am waiting to see an opportunity to 500 subscribers. 500. Do you think that's possible? Do you think you can do that? Share this with every person that you know, and let them come back and have them return and say, oh, Mary send me here, Crystal send me here, this person send me here. Let them do that. I'm looking to hit 500 subscribers before the end of this year. I hope it's possible. But again, God can do anything and in His own timing. Also, as you know, you have to write your stuff down, girl. Guy, you got to write your stuff down because God is a God of His word. And if we have no vision, nothing is going to happen. And before tablets were secured here, God had tablets way back when with Moses. We're to write things down. He set the example, right? So we have to write things down if we want to retain it, if we want to see. And so junk journals for you, Junk, junk journals, one word. You will find my Etsy store where they're beautiful handmade journals, not those plain with nothing in there. And don't get it twisted. If you just want something plain, I want you to go and get something plain. Why? It's better to write in whatever brings you joy. These junk journals are for people who just, as they journal, they want to see pretty pages and it could get them feeling like, oh wow, look at this. And if you love reading things of the past and just a girly, they're beautiful. They're one of a kind. None will you find to be similar. If you happen to see maybe a cover might be similar, but put together, they're all one of a kind. These journals, you will find that junk journals for you, my Etsy store. If you want to see how I create them, if you want to see more of them, knowing you need to know that what you see in my Etsy store, that's nothing from what I have. That's not there. And that you can find at Young's Paper Creations. Young's Paper Creations. Young's with an S, Young's Paper Creations. That's where you will find all the flip throughs, the hauls. You will find I've got 600 plus videos there. You need to go check that. And again, like, subscribe. If you're doing something and you want to share, show it to me. Let's see. If you are looking to be motivated, if you are feeling downtrodden, if you want to start a new venture and you just don't know where to start, my information is below. Please use it. I love to connect with individuals, and coaching people and sharing ideas and widening their scope of thoughts and such is where I am what do I want to say? That's where I reside. That's my baby. That's my love. So if you're like-minded and you want to do better than you're doing today, if you just want to live in that sweet spot where when it's nighttime and it's time to put your head down, you could stay up for hours on end because you have so much going on. And when it's time to wake up, thanks be to God, and you open your eyes, you can't wait to start again. This is the space in which I reside, and I am so grateful. If this sounds sweet to you and you would like that, it's important for you to make some changes. Aisha motivates. Keep on keeping on. Bye.